First Sip Brew Box is a one-of-a-kind subscription service for craft beer lovers based right here in Pittsburgh. Every month, First Sip will send you a box full of craft beer enthusiast essentials including t-shirts, glassware, and even food. Right now, our friends at First Sip Brew Box have an offer for you. Just sign up for a 3-month subscription and get your 4th month free. Just enter the code HOPNationUSA when you sign up at firstsipbrewbox.com. That's HOPUSA at checkout to get your 4th month free at firstsipbrewbox.com.
Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop Nation USA Podcast.
All right, listeners, it's episode 67 of the Hop Nation USA podcast. And I'm here with my co-host, Adam.
Of course.
And our special guest host, Dennis, from First Sip Brew Box.
That's what it do, baby booze.
Nice. I like that.
Mixing it up a little bit.
We're all here gathered today for beer.
This is not a funeral, by the way.
It is. It's so goddamn hot out.
It is.
It's quite
I want to die.
95 degrees.
Disgusting.
Too fat for this garbage. I'm sweaty. I can't drink my stouts. I hate everything.
And you haven't even been outside yet.
No. I got one of those Southern Tier cherry cordials sitting in my fridge.
Ooh.
I can't drink it because it's too goddamn hot. At 9 at night. The sun's down. And
Right.
That's a midnight beer right there.
Right, yeah. I have to set an alarm to get up at 2 a.m.
It's time to drink beer. Okay, good.
It's cold enough, finally.
The gods have allowed it.
Yeah. So how's everybody else?
Doing well.
I'm
man.
not dealing with the heat, but how?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing pretty good.
It's not the heat, it's the gosh darn humidity.
Yeah, it just sticks to you. Had to play with the little beagle puppy
Yeah?
before, heading on out today. She had me running around the dog park. I almost passed out.
And she didn't care. She's probably ready for more.
Yeah, she was ready to rock and roll.
All right, well, sounds like we're all kind of hot and sick and tired of the heat.
It's gross. Everything's gross. Nobody touch me.
The theme today I thought was pretty appropriate. So we got 3 beers that are popsicle themed, and I believe maybe they can help us cool off for the hot summer days.
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out, so we're going to throw it to Dennis, and he's going to introduce beer number 1 of the night.
Absolutely. So we have a Dreamsicle up on deck. It is a Kolsch from Mad Tree Brewing, I believe, out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
It's from Ohio.
Yeah.
They're one of them Flatlander states.
You got 3 cities to choose from. They all start with C.
So like I said, it's a Kolsch with vanilla beans, orange peel, and orange juice added, coming in at a 4.7% ABV there. So really good drinking, especially with the weather going on out there today. The IBUs on this bad boy, 11. Hops used, Pacifica. Malts, you got 2-row, red wheat, Vienna, and flaked barley. So I'm definitely really excited to jump into this, especially with how hot it's been. So
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Good on Mad Tree for giving all that info out.
Yeah, no kidding.
can't hold anything back. You can actually download the recipe right on their website. So if you guys
very
want
nice.
to
Nice.
do a clone at home, you can.
Nice. Yeah, you got to appreciate that, especially when there's other people who just kind of what are the IBUs? Shrug.
Yeah. Somewhere between 1 and 1,000. You decide.
All right, so you guys ready to dip on into this bad boy?
Oh, we're ready.
Pop it open. So it's interesting that it's a Kolsch.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be brewed basically in an IPA style.
It seems like what you would expect to see for a milkshake IPA.
Yeah.
In terms of, the ingredients that are in there.
Well, at least a hazy IPA being that there's orange juice in it.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah. I don't think... You didn't say that there was lactose in this, did you?
I did not.
Okay, yeah, so I don't think it would completely be classified as a milkshake, but definitely...
Oh, it's certainly not. Now that I'm seeing it in the glass, and I can... It is not a milkshake by any stretch of the imagination. Still a good-looking unit, though.
Interesting. It's got an orange tinge to it. It's really hazy.
And I can definitely see some stagnation of the bubbles.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. As the head was there, a little good head on the pour there, it looked like it could have been a lactose, but once when that settled down and cleared out,
Yeah.
definitely looked more like a Kolsch, more like an ale style.
Yeah. On the nose, it smells like orange juice.
I put my nose in it. I shouldn't have.
You're just aggressive. That's
I
all.
was aggressive.
Very forward thinking.
So the nose is a little bit wet.
No, that's not how smelling works. The nose is wet and cold. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of orange on it.
As am I. As am I.
I get like maybe a little bit of malt, or like kind of a
Like an orange zest, kinda.
Yeah.
like a almost a weedy smell.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
They got that, you know.
Yeah, that red wheat.
Yeah, just like it's a little bit of that weedy like smell that I usually associate with Kolsch's.
Yeah.
That-
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's Kolsch,
Right,
so
right.
that makes sense.
I'm just saying it
nailed
is cutting through like the orange. There's a lot of orange,
Right.
But that still cuts through, so you can still identify it that way.
So it's got a lot of wheat. It's got a lot of orange. It sounds like it's part of a balanced breakfast.
We'll see.
Okay, let's make
see.
this happen.
All right.
I mean, they also did say there was vanilla bean, so
Yeah.
I'm not smelling that. So we'll see.
True.
Wonder if that's on the tongue a little bit.
Interesting.
I got a little vanilla on the back end.
As did I.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
But I find it interesting how the vanilla kind of has to develop as it goes through the taste. Like
It just pops up.
Yep. On the initial taste, there isn't that vanilla, but then it kind of just rises. Like, hey, I'm here, and then
Yeah, it's basically the very last thing you taste.
right, exactly.
interesting.
Which is actually very nice. I kind of like that. It gives it that smooth finish.
Yeah, initially you do get that. You definitely pick up on the wheat. You get definitely some of that orange juice up front with
Yeah.
more of that ale taste. And like you said, the vanilla beans just pop up there on the back end. This is one of the first beers I've had in a long time. Not only Dreamsicle, one of the first beers that is not a hodgepodge of ingredients on there. It seems like they really thought it out, did a lot of testing, because you can actually pick up on everything that they say you should.
They hit the spot exactly where they wanted to.
I'll agree with that. The one thing I'll be kind of a dissenting opinion about, though, is it doesn't taste like a Dreamsicle.
It does not. It is definitely more Kolsch than Dreamsicle.
Yeah, it's more Kolsch. It's more orange. Like, yeah, you get that little bit of vanilla on the back end, but, like, it's not a Dreamsicle.
No, wow. Not
still-
not as much like sugar sweet
Right,
as
yeah,
you would
yeah.
expect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not. It's also not as sweet either. Like,
Right.
there's a little bit of sweetness to it, but overall, I think it for the drinking of the beer. Yes, it doesn't live up to being a creamsicle, but it does have that. It's just nice that it's not that sweet, and it's easy to drink. And this is kind of very crushable for the summer.
Right. I think if it had more of that creaminess, like you would expect, I don't think it would be nearly as crushable.
Yeah, it might wind up being
Right.
too heavy.
Right. It would get into that dessert beer kind
Right.
of realm.
Yeah, it could be too heavy, too syrupy,
Yep.
This is definitely just like in the heat drinking this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, do you think if they named it something else, you would be a little bit more like, okay? Do you think the name Dreamsicle is what really deters you?
Yeah. I'm just saying it doesn't live up to being a creamsicle. That's all I'm saying. But as far as good drinking beers go, yeah, that's right up there. Yeah, this is perfectly fine for if you want something to drink in the heat. But just don't expect it to live up to your dreams of the popsicle.
Right.
Right.
You know, it's just not as sweet, not as vanilla-y.
Vanilla-esque.
Vanilla-y?
Vanilla ice.
Vanilla-y? Vanilla.
I can go for some ice.
Oh. Girl, you know it's true.
Cool. So we're all on agreement. This is a good beer.
Good, not great.
Yeah. So we can move on to our news and notes segment,
News and notes.
as it is segment 1,
You gotta have news and notes.
and that's how things go.
You have news without notes. Everyone knows
It's
that.
true, and I
Well,
have notes on
music, too.
news.
You have notes on news?
I have notes on news.
Hey, so do I.
Oh, great.
I've got news, but I got notes on it too.
So terrible.
No, it's silly. I like it.
You want to go first, or should I go first?
That doesn't matter, man. I don't care.
Okay, you can go first.
All right. So
Your laissez-faire attitude.
hands off. I have information when it comes to Sam's favorite topic. Unfortunately, Sam is not here this evening to wax poetic about this. So I'll pull up I'll carry that torch for him. But we're going to talk about hops a little bit.
Okay.
Specifically, the top hops of 2018.
Top hops.
Top hops. Top of the hops. Not to be confused with top of the pops.
Oh my god. You had like a real shitty childhood, didn't you? The only time I watched Top of the Pops is when I was at my grandparents' house, and that's all they had was PBS.
I've never watched that.
Of course you didn't. Why would you?
He said you're a fully functioning member of society. You're doing
like,
okay.
You're like a regular person.
Oh! Hey! Oh!
You are. I'm sorry, Adam, but you are the most interesting backwoods person.
I don't know about the backwoods part, but
No, he's
more interesting.
Oh no, I'm from the sticks.
No, he grew up in the backwoods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he totally did. But
Well,
it's somehow
hot
damn.
he went
like
like
moonshine in a bathtub backwoods.
Listen,
his neighbors, but not him. He grew up.
you were safe. You were safe backwoods.
He somehow grew up the other way, watching PBS and Top of the Pops.
Wow, you were the smartest kid in your neighborhood.
well, there was only
Yeah, he
three of
was.
us, and 2 of them were my brothers. So
That's good. That's real good. What town did you grow up in?
it wasn't a town.
There had to be a town. You had a zip code.
I literally had to go into town if I wanted anything.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was go
So,
into town.
If shit hits the fan, we're going wherever you grew up, and there's probably 3 bunkers there.
Oh, we got basements. Don't worry.
There's bunkers and guns. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we got that too. And there's a good supply of wine down there too.
Probably a lot of bears.
We have had bears on the back porch before.
Just black bears, right?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know black bears, their cubs are actually brown, like a cinnamon?
Yes. And
I
then they
had no
eventually-
idea about that.
And top tip, if you ever see a bear cub, don't ever get between it and its mother. Because you will die.
Or just don't get near it.
Or just don't get near it. Yeah.
Also, same thing between me and cake. Don't do it. Man, I love cake.
All right, Adam.
Speaking of cake, now that I've taken my lumps,
Yeah.
you jerks.
Well, I learned more.
I'm gonna beat you up like no. This is what you get when you make references to Top of the Pops. How about that?
A lot of holes out in that forest.
When you start making references that can be related to, a 25 and under crowd, then, well, 25 to 21 crowd.
Right. That's a narrow window.
Yeah.
So, the latest hops that are lit of 2018
Hell yeah.
and possibly on fleek.
Lit AF.
Yes.
Fleek, fam?
They go well with avocado toast
Yeah.
and not being able to buy houses.
All right, then. Rent for life.
Damn, I have been renting for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
These hops might be for me.
That's right. So there has been a change in the order in terms of what has been the top hop grown in America.
All right.
For the longest time, Cascade was
Right.
the number 1 hop grown in America.
Sure was.
2018, that is no longer the case. Based on acreage planted in the United States, the number 1 hop, Citra.
Huh.
Citra is now the number 1 hop based on planted acreage in America.
Nice.
Stepping this game up.
So, this is a future thing, but
The future.
the future. So we already recorded episode 4 of Yin's Brewing, actually with Dennis here,
He was there. It was pretty awesome.
and I believe on that episode I purport that Cascade is the top growing hop. Except for that episode won't come out. Won't come
boy.
out for a month or two.
At the time, it was quite accurate.
was.
At the time, I was correct because
Yep.
this report wasn't out.
Right.
But,
Yeah, this is new for 2018. That was 2017 data. And he was correct
Yeah.
that Cascade was the number 1 hop of 2017.
Yeah.
2018, nay.
no.
Did you preface it 2017?
I don't know. I don't remember that.
I'm sure you did.
He
You're
just,
pretty accurate.
stars and edits. That's all.
We pump out so much content anymore. I don't have time to keep that in my brain.
You got to defrag yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So the top 5, I assume you guys would like to hear the top 5 hops?
Oh, absolutely.
Sure. So we're Citra, Cascade.
Yes.
I'm gonna make guess.
Go ahead.
Okay. Nugget is 3.
Nope.
Damn it.
Chin up.
Nope. All right, you two are dragging the show down.
Yeah, go.
I don't know why you let us do that. It wasn't going to be
I don't know. I also enjoy watching you guys flounder.
I just wanted to try, but then I was immediately wrong, so it didn't matter.
You do realize you edit the show, so you can take all of that out too, right?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I don't care about being wrong.
Okay. All right. So number 3, Centennial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Always the sea.
Yes. Number 4, I was very surprised with.
Equinaut?
Nope.
Damn it. Wrong again.
You were. Dennis, care to make a guess?
Well, since this beer had Pacifica hops, I'm going to guess that.
Nope.
Okay, that
Nope.
was it.
Zeus.
Would not have guessed that.
Neither would I. Have I? I was very surprised by that.
Lot of hops.
I don't think I've ever brewed with Zeus, so no.
One. No.
Yeah, never have.
No, I've brewed with Bubba, but never with Zeus.
I see what you did there.
And number 5, Simcoe.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
Simcoe had to make it in there.
Another interesting piece of information that I found was the rate of growth of the top 3 hops. What 3 hops have had the most amount of growth from 2014 to 2018? And I'll give you the top 3. Number 3,
Equinut.
Simcoe.
Damn it.
That's grown 108% in terms of usage and plantage. Citra, 278% in terms of growth from 2014 to 2018. And number 1, didn't even get into the top 5, Mosaic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So from 2014 2018, Mosaic had how much growth?
Mosaic had a growth of 312%.
Wow.
Exploded. Not literally, but because I don't think I'd want to boil with an exploding hop.
Oh, jeez. Now, what do you think caused that? You know, what type of beers do you think
Oh,
they were just dumping?
it's the IPAs, and more specifically, I think it's the New England style IPAs
Yeah.
that have caused all
Big
that
Mosaic.
ruckus. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, definitely for Citra.
Definitely for
Citra.
Citra.
Citra
Right,
is in
absolutely.
every hazy IPA, in every, Simcoe, I don't know, that's hard for me to, like, that's another IPA
That's a pale
heavy.
ale-ish.
It is.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, you look at the numbers, it's a distant third.
Right, okay.
I mean, Citra is more than double, almost triple of what Simcoe was.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Yeah, so I found that very interesting how the New England IPA is changing the hop world.
Okay.
At least here in the U.S.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over in New Zealand.
Yeah. They use their New Zealand hops.
That's right. Something with stone fruit.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I got my news,
Okay.
and my news is actually Pittsburgh centric.
Okay.
There's an event coming up in August on the 24th at the Nova Palace.
Where is the Nova Palace?
The Nova Palace is on the North Shore across from the Andy Warhol.
Oh, okay. All right. I know where you're at.
Yeah. What the event is, though, is it's celebrating the website launch and the brewery guide release from the Pittsburgh Brewers Guild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if this actually made it on the show or not when we talked about it, or if it's just something we talked about off air. But we talked about the Pittsburgh Brewers Guild with both Abjuration and Grist House. And it was something that put together towards the end of last year. And now they're just they've been ramping it up, and this is their first event where they're releasing the first thing they kind of put their mind to and put money to.
Okay.
What the Brewers Guild is, just real quick, is it's all the breweries that are in Allegheny County. You have to fall under the Brewers Association definition of a craft brewery.
Okay.
I believe Iron City can't be a part of this.
Okay.
So,
Which is fine.
Just by sheer volume and
right.
distro.
Well, it actually wouldn't be distro because Yingling has the highest distribution, and they're still considered craft. But I think it's because Iron City has investments from outside companies. Like they're not one solely owned, and two they're owned. I think they have ownership with other bigger companies.
Okay.
So yeah, the point of the guild though was to give them a voice in legislature. So anything that's being legislated within the county or even the state, they can send a representative to say, hey, this is what we feel about whatever the issue may be.
Right.
The other thing they wanted to do with the guild is find a way to promote Pittsburgh as a beer city.
As a destination.
Yeah, as a destination.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Especially them looking at doing that craft beer museum.
Right. Exactly. I mean, with all the things that we have anymore, we have 30 breweries within Allegheny County. We got more outside of that.
Right.
We got the beer museum. With all these things going on, it's kind of silly for them to not kind of unite and promote us as a destination spot anymore.
It helps everybody.
Yeah, it helps everybody. And the way this guide that they're releasing is going to work is there's going to be a physical guide, and that'll give you a bunch of information on the breweries and stuff, and you can kind of plot out destinations with that. But the online version is going to give you even more information, but it'll also allow you to customize your own brewery tour.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, whether it be walking, biking, by car.
Are they partnering with City Brew Tours at all?
I'm not sure. I think this is all brewery
Okay.
controlled. So everybody who's serving on the board is a member of a brewery. The Brian Eaton, who from Grist House, he's in charge.
Okay.
He's at the top muckety muck. But I also believe Al from Allegheny City.
Oh, is he? That explains why they were pushing some content and everything on the platform.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I believe he's on the board. I believe somebody from East End's on the board.
Okay.
Scott, maybe.
So there's everybody that's on the board is part of a brewery.
Good.
And then I think they're just trying to keep it kind of insular in that way.
I just hope it doesn't create a bit of a rift with the Levi Strauss side of things. And what I mean by that is the entities that are making their way based on other people's stuff. Like, you know how Levi Strauss made his millions by selling blue jeans to all the miners rather than trying to make his money with gold itself? Mm-hmm. I hope that there is, obviously there are similar companies here in Pittsburgh doing that sort of things. And I hope that they are not pushed to the outside and left out in the cold. I hope that there is a way that they can work together as well.
I'm sure, and I think it might actually help it in that way. In that, say you're a company kind of on the outside who you only worked with one brewery. Mm-hmm. Now you could actually probably have access to all the breweries.
True.
And just like if you show up to, I guess if they have like a town hall meeting or whatever, every brewery is going to have like a vote within when they have their meetings.
Okay.
So they can vote on issues within themselves about how they're going to, side with upcoming legislature or any, promotional ideas or anything like that.
Now, do you know, is this going to be official as in they post when they're meeting, open to the public, they're going to have a set of bylaws, how they vote on different things, maintaining different members of the board, that kind of stuff? Or is it kind of...
As far as I can tell, it is pretty official that way. What I was reading, like this first board that they have, they called it the first board, so I'm assuming that means they're going to have another board at some point. Like members can, leave or be voted out or something like that.
Different subcommittees, probably.
Right. I'm not quite sure if there's going to be open to the public meetings, but like I said, if you're a business owner who's kind of on the outside, I'm sure if you get in contact with them. I think because that's the other thing the guild is supposed to be doing is opening up contact points to the breweries, because I know sometimes it can be hard to kind of get in contact with who's in charge.
Right.
And you're just kind of like sending messages on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah. And hoping that whoever answers you is actually anybody of any sort of clout.
Yeah, somebody in the know.
Right.
But yeah, so I think it's all about just trying to make things a lot easier in Allegheny County,
Good.
at least.
That sounds interesting.
Now, for people on the outskirts, like in Beaver County,
Or Washington County.
or
Indiana County.
or Butler, because I'm thinking like Rusty Gold and Shoe Brew. They would both be on the outskirts of Allegheny County. I don't believe they're included in this. I feel like there's enough friendliness.
I think so. I don't think it's going to become an us versus them kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that they might at least be allowed to sit in on meetings or something, but...
Especially if it's something that would affect everybody.
Right.
If it's state legislature.
Right.
I'm sure they can have it kind of a, an all points meeting where everybody can kind of weigh in a little bit. They may not have a voting membership, but I think I hope it's something where they can still have their voice heard.
I think that's what the whole industry is all about anyways, the craft beer industry being heavy on collaborations, working together, taking care of each other. So there would more likely be something done, but at some point they have to have, some clear-cut line in the sand too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just good if they can unify that voice rather than
Because
just
if you pull in right there on the border, then what's to stop? Okay, there's another brewery 2 miles away from that, and it just snowballs from there.
Give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah.
Cookies too, man. Cookies and cakes is what's on Dennis's mind.
I can't remember the last time I had a piece of fruit that wasn't a pie.
What about a popsicle? When's the last time you had a popsicle?
That took way too long to answer.
I've had a lot of ice cream cones.
Okay, that's not what I asked. But
it's just popsicles, so I could just have an ice cream cone.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, I rather get a milkshake than go for anything else. So.
What about push-up pop? Remember those Flintstones?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't had one of those in probably at least 10 years.
Do yourself a favor. Go get some.
Yeah, talking Sam's Club, because if I get one, I'm going to need a
Get a
bit
bunch.
Of bulk.
Yeah, get a gross.
All right.
Yeah, you do feel gross after eating a whole bunch of those.
No.
Just wash your hands. Why are you guys feeling gross? You don't just eat a bunch and fall asleep and wake up with things stuck to you.
Says you.
Well, I'll tell you what I don't feel gross about. Drinking this beer from Mad Tree.
Nice. So I think the biggest thing to say about this is all three of our glasses are empty.
Yeah, all three glasses are empty. I'll add just a little bit more to this. Kolsch is not always my favorite style, but the orange flavor and just that little hint of vanilla, just kind of it made it a lot more palatable for me.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I definitely agree. It was very crushable, very drinkable. That vanilla on the back end definitely made it very refreshing, especially for the weather out there. So maybe enjoy this with a popsicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll agree with the vanilla finish. Definitely smooth things out a little bit, which I appreciate. Kolsch's can sometimes be a little bit harsh, but this smoothed things out very nicely. I liked it. I would definitely drink it again.
Cool. Well, that's it for segment 1. We'll be back with segment 2 and another popsicle beer.
Check this out. There's a Seattle company called Devore that enables discovery of new and exciting beers and breweries. Devore gets the best independent beer from literally around the world. Denmark, New Zealand, Belgium, and of course everywhere in the US. The app is incredibly simple to use to get some ridiculously good beers delivered right to your door.
And right now, anyone who signs up with the code HOPNATION can save $10 off their order of over $25. That's TAVOUR.com, Tavor. Welcome back to segment 2 of the Hop Nation USA podcast.
2.
Episode 67.
Yes.
The Popsicle episode.
I haven't come up with a good sports reference yet.
That's fine.
I'll figure one out.
Sure.
Tasty.
Did you get one last week?
So you weren't here last week.
No, I wasn't.
So
how'd that go?
It was okay.
All right.
It was okay. We actually had a guest that took over your mic.
Yeah, I know. I invited him down. How did it work
Doug.
out?
Doug was good. He brought some beers.
Oh, okay.
He brought some Canadian beers. So 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
All right.
There was a couple of misses. One was okay. One was not good at all. I don't know if you listened to the episode or not. Or are you too busy doing other things?
I mean, I still had to edit the episode, so yeah, I listened to it. I know.
All right.
I know that Glutenberg was trash.
Oh,
So
it was not good at all.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've seen too many episodes where you guys totally
It was not
dislike
good.
the beer.
yeah,
0%
From
good.
what I heard, they totally shit on this beer.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Even Doug, who is like one of the nicest guys I've ever met, he did not like it.
That bad.
Did not like it.
Now, it was actually brewed in Canada, right? Is that
Yes.
what you're saying? They're all,
Yeah.
What style beer?
It was a gluten-free IPA.
You think maybe it was shipping, temperature control?
I think it was just ass.
Yeah.
Because
From what I heard, it sounded like because it was a gluten-free beer.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
We're also spoiled, too, with Oryx right down
Yes.
there
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Emsworth. I
Yeah.
mean, I used to think all gluten-free beer was bad until I found their brewery.
they turned me around as well.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, now that I've gotten used to them,
Yep, I think that's it.
you got to get checked into the real world once in a while. With,
Well, yeah, you find out what everybody else is doing. And
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Give me that Orox again. Give me that again.
It's like having dial-up and then you get broadband for the first time. You could never have dial-up again.
Sorry, can't go back. Sorry.
I'll go on record real quick, and I'll just say I feel like if everybody across the country actually got the taste of Orox, they'd throw away the gluten trash that they're drinking
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
every other gluten beer I've had is fucking dog shit.
Right. They are the exception to the rule.
Yeah, they are.
Orox.
They really are.
Yeah.
And I feel like other people should actually get to try them.
Yeah.
And they're finally getting some national attention. I think they were ranked in top 3 gluten-free beers.
That makes sense.
Good.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's good.
So I think we're done bashing other gluten beers. we can move on to regular beers.
Yes, we can.
Regular with air quotes because we're doing popsicle
Right.
themes. But Adam, go ahead and introduce our next popsicle themed beer.
So the next popsicle themed beer comes from Oddside Ales. They're out of Grand Haven, Michigan. They are not available in Pennsylvania.
No, we did do an episode on them.
We have, yes.
Yeah, and we enjoyed some of the beers.
That was because we got them from the good people of Vintage Estates.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, as a matter of fact, is where this one came from.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm telling you this
That's what-
because you're the one that bought it.
Yeah, that's where they all come from. They all come from Vintage because it's not available in BA.
I know. So this is the Oddside Strawberry Fruitsicle. Clocks in 4.5% ABV.
Ogie.
No idea on the IBUs.
Probably negligible.
Probably negligible.
Yes.
However, one neat little note: since this is a Michigan beer and it's a Michigan can, you can deposit it for 10 cents
Hooray.
in the state of Michigan.
That's interesting. That makes sense. It's written on all the little cans.
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, it's on the label and on the can itself.
Can't you deposit all cans in Michigan for 10 cents?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they don't have to be from Michigan?
Oh, no.
My can game isn't that strong.
So what do you say we crack this bad boy open?
Yeah, see what it's about.
Okay.
Now, I believe this is part of actually a series of fruitsicles that they put out.
That is correct. There are other varieties available.
Sir?
Okay. This is just the only one I could find it for vintage, but I found that.
That's
And
fine by
I
me.
said, this seems like something that could be an episode. Popsicles.
So, looking at it, hazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is beyond hazy. This is foggy. This
That is true.
is Pittsburgh morning across a bridge foggy.
That's exactly
It is.
what this is.
So, on the nose, holy
You
smokes.
say this is a fruit beer?
It is.
Okay. Yeah,
It
I'm
is.
definitely getting some of that tart, fruity taste, or fruity smell up top.
Yeah. Strangely, it has you said it was strawberry, right?
I did, yes.
It's hardly like red at all.
I have no good explanation. I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't have to explain yourself. I'm remarking.
Well, I'm happy you said that, Steve, because I can actually not see red at all. I'm red-green colorblind, so thank
I
you for
did
pointing
not
that
know
out.
that.
Yes, you did. You made a terrible joke about it last time he was on the episode.
To be fair, Adam makes a lot of terrible jokes and stuff.
They're all
Now,
terrible.
you have some golden ones in there.
If I remember correctly, you accused him of drinking Gray's apple ale. You piece of shit.
Wow, I thought someone
I totally
was here.
forgot about that one.
But this isn't gray. This is like peach kind of guava. Like if you got like that Welch's garbage juice.
Looks just like those peach rings.
Right, yeah. It looks like,
Yeah.
that's
Those
exactly
peach
what it
rings.
looks. That's what it looks like. It looks like a peach ring.
Don't either of you dare say bad things about those peach
Oh
rings.
no,
No, peach
I'll eat
rings
a
is
whole
good.
bag and take a nap.
Yeah, buddy.
Peach rings is good.
Actually.
Peach
What
rings
am
is
I doing
life.
tomorrow?
Anytime you go to a candy shop, you gotta get peach rings. You gotta get a couple sharks.
Yeah.
You gotta get some cola bottles.
Those cola bottles? You talking about those little wax things? Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't talking about the wax ones. I was talking about the gummy ones. Because there's always the self. I like those. The nickel nips.
Especially on a good long drive, you just pop them and just chew them.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the root beer barrels?
Root beer barrels are solid too.
I'll do that.
I'll put them in the mix.
Yeah, yeah. I was just like remarking on gummies.
Oh, I didn't realize we were containing it just to the gummy realm.
I was just saying gummies. We can go candy, but
Yeah, well, yeah, duh. This is America, damn it.
yeah.
We can do what we want.
Doing that, we're jumping in some runs. That's right.
Land of the free, home of the brave.
A bag of runs sounds really unmanageable. That sounds like if it just falls out of your hand, you just cry.
Oh wait, are we only driving and eating candy? Is that what's happening?
Well, I'm just saying, if you drop a bag of runts anywhere, you're going to be upset.
Nah, if it's in the bed, you'll find those later.
It's a scavenger hunt.
You ever wake up from a nap and find a little rump banana? Ooh, I have. That's a good day. Slaying them since 1988.
I only find the little runt banana on a cold winter morning. It's this summer like an idiot.
Oh, it is 95 degrees.
Yeah, I know. Fried my brain.
All right, let's drink this beer.
Hold on the nose.
Oh, you haven't smelled it yet?
No, we haven't gotten to the nose.
Oh, I did.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
way past that.
It smells really like strawberries. Though.
Get on my level.
Yeah.
Like strawberries. I get a little bit like that weedy Hefeweizen smell.
I get the same thing. I get the same.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Oh.
I get orange Julius strawberry smoothie.
Nope, I'm definitely getting a little
Yeah.
bit on the weed on that.
All right, whatever. My nose is colorblind. Leave me alone.
Nailed it.
I enjoy that.
I do too.
What is the style on this again?
Beer?
Fruit beer, right?
The style, quote unquote.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say
Yeah.
no more. Fruit beer.
Just fruit beer.
That's,
Okay.
That's what the good people of Untapped.
So it's not supposed to be like a sour
It's
or
not
a,
a Berliner Weiss or a Kolsch, as the previous one was.
Okay.
Or anything of that ilk.
It's interesting.
They just call it a regular
A
ass
lot of
fruit beer.
fruit beers, they have that strong tart taste.
Right.
This one does not.
No, it's not terribly tart. That's why I was asking if it was supposed to be one of those tart styles because it's not tart at all.
Nope.
It does have a lot of lactose in it, I can tell.
Yeah.
And it says it on the can, so I was right.
It's leaning towards that strawberry shortcake, but it's not too strong to make it unbearable.
You know what? It's not getting that way for me.
It is for me.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but have you ever had the Shorts strawberry
Yes, I
shortcake?
have.
Okay,
It is
that's
not that.
abysmal. That is an abysmal beer.
It is not that. by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, that's why I'm just saying it's not approaching that for me even.
And that's why I said it kind of has that feeling of the strawberry shortcake without it being disgusting.
Okay. Yeah, this is just kind of, it's creamy, but it's also like, it's fresh. It tastes fresh.
It's interesting. I get that dry Hefeweizen taste, but I don't think it's obviously not that. I think it's a play in the carbonation and some of the strawberry taste are giving me that initial mouthfeel. Mm-hmm. But on the back end, I get a lot of strawberry on there.
Mm-hmm. I like it, especially because strawberry is usually like a hard fruit to like get the flavor out of.
Right, because you have to use so much of it.
Yeah, but it appears that they use so much of it.
I think they did a good job. I typically am not a big fruit beer fan. You guys know sours, that heavy tart taste. Not for me. I'm not getting any of that with this.
No.
So I wish I can go down the street and buy some now.
Well, as long as that street is in Ohio.
Yeah. Stupid odd side.
How far away is Vintage Estates?
From here, 30, 45?
I'd go 45.
Yeah, 45.
45 minutes, I'd say. And I have a hunch you're never going to go out of there with less than a six-pack.
Oh, yeah. The fact that you'll just wind up with a six-pack of zombie dust, if it's there.
Oh, man.
So, we've been talking about staying cold with our beers, with our Popsicle beers. Here's a couple of tips, a couple of tidbits, some issues going forward when it comes to making sure that your beer is cold. I know you guys have experienced this. You go to the six-pack shop, you grab your mix of six, you come home, and you immediately want to try a beer. However, they're warm. So what do? You throw it in the freezer.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I wet a paper towel, wrap it around it, pop it in that freezer. 10 minutes later, it's cold.
So my first tip is to wrap a wet paper towel.
A little forward thinking on my part.
So apparently it's nary a tip at all, and just standard practice.
I have a couple magic tricks up my sleeve.
So yes, if you want to be able to cool down your beer in a rapid fashion, stick it in the freezer. Wrap it in a paper towel, a wet paper towel. Thank you. Stick it in the freezer for 8 to 12 minutes. That would be 10 minutes plus or minus 2.
That's fair. Don't forget about it.
And don't forget about it. We'll get to that in a minute. So don't ruin that one.
Because you're counting on it.
That's right.
It was a long day.
So after 8 to 12 minutes, you can pull it out. It should be at a nice cold temperature. And you should be able to enjoy your beer within 15 minutes. But what if you don't have that kind of time?
Ooh.
What if you're a drinker on the go?
If you don't have that kind of time, you probably drank them by the time you got them.
Rotors is a lifestyle at that point. So there is another tip. This is, I would say, for emergency use only. When you need to have a beer cold now.
Okay.
When you've got 2 minutes and you need to have a beer nice and cold. Top tip, take your beer, go into the garage, grab a can of compressed air.
Oh, okay.
Turn the can of compressed air upside down.
Yep.
Spray the bottle of beer, because as everybody knows, anybody who's a middle schooler or has been in middle school knows that you take a can of compressed air, you turn it down, or you turn it upside down, and you shoot it. Oh, it's ice cold, baby.
Yeah.
It's cooler than being cool.
Huh. I'm going to buy like a 6-pack of canned air now.
You have a lot of shopping to do after this show.
Got a little list.
Sam's Club is getting all the money this week.
Push pops, compressed air.
Sammy's going to yell at me for sure. What did you buy? I hung out with him and Steve. I don't know what happened.
Essentials.
This is for quality of life. You understand?
You didn't even bring home toilet paper. I'm sorry.
We have paper towels. It's fine. It's for wrapping the beer.
So I got a question this one just for a second. Mm-hmm. Just Science Brain's got a question for a second.
Go ahead. Science Brain away.
If you do it to a bottle,
Yes.
and depending on how hot the bottle is there no risk of like shocking it to breakage?
Oh, there's a risk.
Okay.
Oh, there's a risk.
But you only got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
you gotta take that
High
run
risk,
the
high reward.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The other thing is when you do that, don't drink it straight out of the bottle. Pour it into a glass first. There's chemicals and shit.
Chemicals and shit.
So pour it into a glass first, unless you don't have that kind of time.
Oh, man.
That extra 8 seconds is dire to your health.
Do you have to get back to work? What kind of lifestyle are you living?
My smoke break's only 9 minutes.
I spent 8 minutes smoking. I need a minute to drink my beer.
So that, like I said, that is only in dire situations when you absolutely have to have a beer cold now. Make sure you do it in the garage. Make sure it's in an open, ventilated space. All that good stuff. You know,
Or not if you want to get high on compressed air.
listen, don't blame us if you do this and you screw up.
Compressed air? Yeah, that's a thing. You get
Yeah.
hot.
Oh, yeah. They're called
What are kids
dusters.
doing? Jeez, man.
Not to be confused with lipids,
Yeah.
which is a completely different thing.
Dusters, lipids, and kids are eating Tide Pods. What's going on?
It's crazy time out
I
there.
don't know. People got to find different ways to get high because regular getting high is too expensive and illegal.
Well, except for weed anymore.
Yeah, except
Why
for
don't you just? Why isn't everybody just going back to weed? Let's just go back to the OG.
You don't have to be creative. You just
No.
have to know a guy. not this guy. Not Dennis guy. Some other guy.
That's right. None of those guys are at this table.
No, none of those guys are disabled.
we are not those guys.
And fruit peas.
There are other podcasts that can deal with that. We are not those people. So finish this one and then go listen to them.
Yeah, probably out of Denver or Colorado somewhere.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure, yeah.
We actually follow a couple on Twitter.
Believe the Lonely Stoner and Tuesdays with Mary, as in marijuana.
Oh, I get that now.
Damn you, Mary.
You got any more top tips for getting that beer chilly?
Yes.
Okay.
Plan ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Just don't be an idiot.
Okay, thanks for the Boy Scout tip.
Just be
That,
prepared.
that compressed air. I'm gonna try it.
Do it.
I feel like I'm going to try it too, at least on a can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it in the driveway. I mean, you only need to shoot it for about 20 to 30 seconds. You don't need to overdo it.
Right. And then just don't do it up top. Right? If you have to drink out of the bottle,
Yes.
just don't do it up top.
And another top tip, if you're going to do that, and
That's the top tip.
if you have the availability, use gloves.
Okay.
Use gloves.
Shit's going to get cold.
I
Sure.
feel if you're spraying cans in the garage, you're not putting on gloves.
Yeah, you didn't think about wearing your PPE.
Yeah,
so.
you're not doing your 2-minute drill.
You have a 10-minute break. You spend 8 minutes getting the beer.
That's where all your time went, was putting on your gloves and your eyewear and your ear protection, going through the pre-job brief. Now there's no time. Now you have to use the can of compressed air. We're going to go in a slightly different direction. What happens if you put your beer in your freezer, you wrap it in your wet paper towel, and then you fall asleep on the couch?
It can happen.
Everybody has had that happen at least once in their life.
Not me, but yeah.
Frozen beer.
Yeah, no, it's never happened to me.
It's
left
never
it in the
happened to you?
freezer.
No.
Wow,
You know
you
someone
are.
who has?
I've known plenty of people, but it's not me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know people because I've done it.
I'm very diligent about my beer drinking.
Yeah.
I'm also diligent about my naps.
Yeah,
so
it's tough.
conflict
It's like
of
neck and
interest.
neck for me.
Yeah.
Neck and neck.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah, I
the
love
nap
me a
wins
nap.
out.
That's fine.
Oh, it is fine.
That's fine. I being that I'm also very diligent about my naps and I'm a big fan of them, I just don't put beer in when I'm going to have a nap.
You compartmentalize.
Not all naps are planned.
I plan my naps.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's discipline.
I
like
plan
that.
my naps.
Very
That's
organized.
It's disciplined laziness.
Band name, called it.
Disciplined laziness is an indie folk band.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. No.
It is
Oh, no,
now.
I would believe it. I'm like, oh,
He
that's-
called it. He called the name. I'm calling the style.
I see what just happened.
So, you've frozen your beer. You're screwed.
Somebody's frozen their beer.
Nah.
Somebody. Person X has frozen their beer. They've fallen asleep on the couch. You know what? No, the beanbag chair.
Sure.
We're going to come at it
They
from
got
a
a love
different angle.
sack.
They got a love sack. They fell asleep in their love sack.
Is this the 80s?
I did. That's why I had to change it to Love Sack because again he made a Top of the Pops reference
Wow.
back in the day for people who are over 35.
That's right. And that love sack is on fleek. It's straight fire, yo, just like my mixtape.
You sold to someone else your trunk of your car.
That's right. Out of my '89 Corsica.
Right, with your bootleg version of Jurassic Park 1993 edition.
This is doing the new Jurassic Park. It's just an old one bootleg.
Hold on to your butts.
It's a VHS transfer.
VHS transferred to another VHS. There is a difference that will happen whenever your beer is frozen. There is a reason behind that, because not all the time all the beer will actually freeze. Sometimes the alcohol will separate out from the water that is in the beer. You'll have that separation. The water will freeze. The alcohol will not. Obviously, because the alcohol is a different freezing temperature than just regular H2O. When that happens, and you try to pour out it's a slurry or a slushy or what have you, the taste will change. A lot of times it will be stronger because it's been essentially distilled. Essentially, you've taken the water out of it. So actually, if you want to make a beer stronger and you want to take some water out of it, freeze it, strain some of that ice out of there. It should be a stronger beer. It should be a higher concentration of alcohol. So that's your... I guess you call it a drunk tip of the day.
Sure.
Homemade ice box.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name for it at the moment. I think it just might actually be cold distilling. But there are a lot of high ABV beers on the market, mostly made in Europe.
Of course.
And that's how they achieve those 30, 40, 50% alcohol beers is by freezing the water out of it and cold distilling them down.
Oh, there you go.
There's I think one is called Nuclear Penguin or something like that.
Wow.
Okay.
That's quite a name.
Yeah, but obviously they freeze the water down at that temperature, and then the alcohol is still left, and they pull that out, and it's like a 30% beer.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I also believe that's how the End of the World from Brewdog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the one with the squirrel?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I think that's how they achieved 55.
Oh, all right.
I think I can be wrong on that one.
That makes
That's
sense.
like one of those $10,000 beers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's obnoxious.
Well, you get a tax at every squirrel when you're done.
The beer is free. The squirrel is $1,500. When you discover that you have a beer and it hasn't cracked the container, it hasn't cracked your bottle, because obviously when liquids freeze, they expand. That's basic science. That's 6th grade shit. Everybody knows that. So if you're able to catch it in time before it cracks and takes your beautiful beer and spreads it all over the freezer, all over your Totino's pizza rolls.
And your Flintstone push-up pops.
And your push-up pops. Actually, I assume the push-up pops are gone by now. As well they should be.
That's a fair point.
What you want to do is you can try to recover it. The taste, I don't think, will be exactly the same, but you can recover it by trying to warm it up in the refrigerator, or trying to bring it back to temperature in your cool basement. If and when you do that, make sure, it's going to be in the basement, make sure you put it near a drain. Just in
the bottle
case.
cracked a little
Right.
bit.
There are reports, there are some tendencies of when things try to thaw out that the bottle will still be compromised. So make sure it's in an area that won't be destroyed by rogue beer.
Now, I got a question about kind of that destruction and.
Oh, sure.
Oh, wow.
I don't-
Penguin style.
Yeah, I don't know how far you got into this,
Not much.
but so say you're bringing something back up to temperature,
Yes.
and is the carbonation going to be? I feel like the carbonation is going to be compromised.
Only if the seal was compromised.
Okay,
That's
so-
what I would think, because then air would get in, then it starts
Right.
oxidizing, and it'll eat off some of the CO2.
Okay,
There you go.
all right. Yeah, I was just wondering if that's something that would be compromised, or if the changing in the temperature would cause the gas to expand more, and then that's what
If
leads.
that bottle cracked, it's
Yeah.
Right. You're done
done.
anyways. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's already cracked, you're done. But
Yeah.
if it's coming back up to temperature, would coming back up to temperature cause any of the gas to expand, and that's what causes it to crack in the basement?
I have no idea. That seems like something that would be good to get a answer for next week.
Okay.
Because I don't have that answer right now.
Okay.
So let me
Homework.
let me write that down. I will get back to you.
That could also be homework for the listeners.
Yes.
If anybody knows if it'll still crack because coming up the temperature causes the carbonation gas to expand.
Perfect. Hop Nation USA on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, on the Gmail. Good enough. So one final top tip, and everybody should know this by now. I mean, we're adults. We know this. Don't use a frosted mug.
Don't do that.
Don't use a frosted mug. Don't be drawn in by that chicanery.
It's a gimmick and it's bullshit, and not every beer deserves to be cold.
Yeah.
Right. Not only that, but a lot of times what they'll do is they'll just dip the mug in water and then freeze it. When that water warms up, it's going to water down the beer.
Unless you're drinking Dollar Draft Tuesdays or something, and it's already crap beer.
Oh yeah, if you're drinking garbage beer, you want it as cold as it possibly
yeah.
can be.
That's how they make their money.
Yep.
Hence the mountains being blue.
Oh,
Yeah.
biggest gimmick out there.
Yeah.
But if you're drinking an actual beer, don't put it in a frosted mug. Do yourself a favor. Be smart. Come on, people.
Don't put stouts in frosted mugs.
That's right. Don't be a jag-off.
Top tip: don't be a jaguar.
End of list. Actually, that is the end of my list.
All right, good. I'm saying it ends perfectly. Don't be a jagoff.
You were too happy. He's all right, good.
Good, you're done. Get off the mic.
No, it's just good. You ended it perfectly. You don't be a jagoff.
Don't be a jagoff.
All right, so I guess we can come back to this odd side Fruitsicle
Yes.
strawberry edition.
Strawberry.
I enjoyed it. I can have probably 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then that would be it.
Yeah.
I feel like the strawberry taste would get a little overwhelming at that point.
Yeah, I think you'd have to go back to a regular beer.
It's a good spacer.
It
I
is.
think.
Yeah, I think it would actually be good to alternate with the one that we had in segment 1.
That's a good point.
Just because I do think this Fruitsicle, it's a little creamier, and it's a little sweeter.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have one of the Mad Tree Dreamsicles, and you have one of these Fruitsicles here, and then you just kind of trade off on them. Yeah,
Sounds like a good night to me.
have a fruit salad, and I don't know, something.
I'm not having a fruit salad. That's what food eats.
Food eats fruit.
Hashtag Ron Swanson life.
Living that Ron Swanson life. It's meat on a bun with cheese.
I'll have the number 12. You know that's a deli tray, right? I know what I'm about, son.
I'll have all the bacon. Now, I think what you heard was give me a lot of bacon, but in fact what I said was give me all the bacon.
That's a good beer.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. Well, we all enjoyed this beer. I think we can move on now to segment 3.
No.
But that requires us to take a break. So here we go.
What up, Slackers? I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse. We're the host of American Slacker, a weekly show that discusses the weirdest in world events.
We cover UFC, the latest in technology, Xbox games, entertainment, and music reviews.
We have conversations with musicians, actors, filmmakers, and other interesting guests.
Twist one up or crack one open with us every Monday to start your work week off right. That's it.
There you go.
Okay. We're back. And it's segment 3 of episode 67 of the Hop Nation USA podcast.
Yes.
Has Adam come up with a sports reference?
No.
Dennis, do you have one?
Oh, no, you don't want sports from me. Adam's better.
I'm just wondering.
He's more organic.
I give everybody a chance.
I like football.
67 was the first year of the Super Bowl.
Huh. Well, as long as we're in the 60s, Intel was involved in the 1969 space race.
I did not know that.
I may have made that up.
I know that.
All right.
All right, what are we doing here?
Well, now we're done making up facts. We can go to our third beer. You just remember, this is a beer podcast, not a science and sports podcast.
Thank God.
But we can go to our third beer, which is also a Popsicle ale, if you've been paying attention.
And I would like to think that you were.
Yeah. Hopefully you didn't just skip the segment 3 for some reason.
Or left your beer frozen in the freezer and you're now napping. Don't do that.
Yeah, hopefully you didn't nap through segment 1 and 2. But this is the Decadent Creamsicle. So we had the Dreamsicle in the first segment. Mm-hmm. Now we're doing the Creamsicle.
Well, the second segment was the Fruitsicle.
Yeah, that was the Fruitsicle.
So we went Dreamsicle, Fruitsicle, Creamsicle.
Right. But this is a double IPA, and it's dry hopped with all Citra hops.
Mm-hmm. That's where they all went.
Yeah, just to tie this back into segment 1 again, with Citra hop on the rise, this is all Citra hops.
I blame Decadent, and only them.
Okay. All on this beer.
That's
This
right.
row is strong with Decadent.
They added Madagascar vanilla bean, orange zest, and then a blend of turbinado, muscovado, and coconut sugar. Yes.
Did you know that the price of vanilla has absolutely skyrocketed this year?
I didn't know that because I was too poor for it when it was just $3.99 a bean.
Well, guess what? You're still more poor.
Yeah.
It has absolutely exploded in price this year. There have been some crop
Why?
issues. Apparently there was some civil unrest.
Where do we get them beans at again? South America?
South America, yes.
Oh, okay.
There has been some civil unrest there.
Oh,
And these are Madagascar, though.
What's that?
The one in this beer is Madagascar, though.
Well, maybe it's just part of the market price.
Okay.
End of my knowledge.
And that was Vanilla Futures with Adam and Dennis.
I don't know, man. Shit's expensive.
that's what we do.
Vanilla Futures, the podcast.
I don't know what to think about that. Listen to it.
White New Balance shoes with grass stains. Vanilla Future.
Vanilla Futures.
Boring.
REO Speedwagon on the hi-fi. Vanilla Futures. All right. And just for numbers on this beer, it's 8.6%. So pretty much double of the last two beers that we had.
Very good.
And 60 IBUs. But we had the toasted marshmallow from Decadent in a previous episode.
We have.
And that was one of the very first instances, I believe, of a IPA on this show.
I believe so, yeah.
Of a what?
A IPA. It's a new phrase that I just coined.
Well, can you let me in on it?
I absolutely will, because I'm going to repeat this and I want it to spread through the world. So a IPA is one of these newfangled kind of beers that fill it all full of dessert flavors and other things that basically cover up all the hops.
Like
and
a
you'll-
lactose IPA?
Yeah,
Is that what
like
you're going for?
anything that covers up the IPA-ness of an IPA. Yeah.
Oh, a IPA.
A
So like you're
IPA.
lying.
Yeah, so
Oh,
they
I thought L stood for lactose.
No.
Okay.
No, it's a IPA because they're lying that this is an IPA.
So like,
They call it a double IPA, but I have a feeling it's going to taste like an orange creamsicle.
and you said all citra hops, huh?
Yeah, all citra hop in this one. So we'll see.
So the creamsicle, what flavor are we supposed to assume on this one? Orange?
Yeah, it's made with orange zest.
Orange zest? Okay.
It's basically the same profile as the Mad Tree, but this is brewed in an IPA style.
Gotcha.
So
As compared to the Kolsch that we had
Yeah,
with the
the Kolsch,
Dreamsicle.
Ah, yeah. So we're
Yeah.
not going to get any of that dry hefe.
shouldn't.
Theoretically.
Shouldn't.
Who knows anymore? Who knows?
Who knows what you get?
Oh,
On color, it looks a bit like that Kolsch, but it's a bit darker orange.
right.
yes.
I agree.
Yes, it is definitely on the orange side of yellow.
The head is kind of. I feel like this is what a creamy head kind of. This is indicative.
Indicative?
Indicative. I have no science behind this, as I've said before and many times about a lot of things in my life.
Add it to the list.
But the way the head laces on the glass is indicative of a creamy beer.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I'll buy that for $1.
Okay then.
Robocop reference.
RoboCop.
Thought we were bidding.
No.
I bid in reverse, obviously. I lost. Didn't work out. Wow, that's very zesty on the nose. A lot of
Yeah.
orange.
And I find it very hoppy as well.
Yeah, there's definitely hops on there.
Yeah.
I think the hops like push the orange smell even harder.
Yeah. No, again, it's citra hop, so they should marry pretty well. I actually do smell some of the vanilla on this as well. It's like at the very tail end on the nose.
I got nothing on that, but I'll trust you on that.
I got a little bit of vanilla.
What the hell?
So it's not a full IPA.
No.
I do get a lot of that creamsicle. Like, it's weird. I've never had typically taste pop up at the beginning, at the end. I get that one smack in the middle, a lot of that cream.
So I find it very interesting because on the front half of the sip, it's definitely an IPA. You definitely get that hoppiness, but then it immediately gets washed over with the creaminess of the creamsicle.
Yeah, the creaminess of
Yeah.
the three different sugars.
Right. So just out of curiosity, what were the 3 sugars in that again?
Madagascar.
No.
Those are I'm just naming locations at this point.
The turbinado, the muscovado, and coconut sugar.
Ah, okay.
Artisanal sugars.
Pinkies out, boys.
I don't know if this is pinkies out or mustaches twirled. One of the two.
Pinky's out for Harambe. It's never too late.
Indeed.
Pinkies out for Coco. We're on the new Dead Gorillas.
Oh, that's right. Oh, now I'm sad.
Jack Hanna, hit us up. Can you give gorillas beer?
I like to think yes.
If they can learn sign language, they can drink a beer. Right?
Fair enough. I've definitely seen some fucked up monkeys before.
That's a weird sentence to say.
I know, but I've seen it. There's a real famous documentary of a bunch of animals getting toasted under a tree.
Huh.
Because like the fruit ferments.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think that documentary was incorporated into a film with Raul Julia.
Who?
Raul Julia?
I don't know who that is.
Gomez Adams?
Oh,
M.
okay.
Bison?
All right.
You asshole.
Easy.
I feel like this would have happened around where you grew up if like there was a zoo outbreak.
Well, the problem was I only had one channel, so I wouldn't have known about it.
They would have been out drinking that moonshine out of that bathtub with your neighbor. Everyone knows orangutans love moonshine. It's a well-known fact.
All right. Let's move on from this drunk monkey drunk monkey talk.
That's another podcast.
Yeah. Yes, that's another podcast.
Just getting drunk with animals.
Getting drunk with animals.
Today we're getting drunk with a corgi.
That can work. Definitely not camels. I wouldn't drink with a camel. I don't trust them.
No, they probably spit in the beer.
They'd probably outdrink you.
There's that too. They got
Oh, and they'll store it. Does that mean they're just drunk longer?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, now I'm drinking with the camel.
I guess it depends on how big a camel's liver is.
I don't know that.
And if they only have one, I feel like they're one of the animals that have multiple different organs.
Right. It's the camel's got to be weird with something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a totally different.
Weird.
You guys are
We're
like,
not experts in any of these fields.
No, 0%.
yeah, we need a different animal expert on to tell us which animals can get drunk the most.
One of my neighbors, she was actually a zoologist. So we can make this happen.
All right.
Okay, give her a call.
All right, will do.
I decided to bring back a segment we haven't had in a while, and I put a little bit of a twist onto it, just to add a little bit more to it.
Okay.
But I've decided to bring back beer fight.
Ooh, beer fight. Okay.
Yes. Now, Dennis, you haven't been here for beer fight because we've only done it a few times and you weren't around.
I'm interested.
That was in the before times.
Yes.
Oh, this was way back when.
Yeah, this is
Because I've been on some shows. So
yeah, no, this is way back when.
6 months ago.
Yeah,
was
this
the
is
first
before.
one.
Yeah, this is before we had rotating co-hosts.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair.
But the way beer fight works is we're going to take two beers and they're going to be related in some way, and then we're just going to debate as to which beer would win a fight between the two.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So it's just a good old-fashioned bar debate. But what I've added to this, though, is I've actually recorded their Untapped scores as well.
Oh, okay.
So there is a right answer. There's a right answer to the debate, probably, but there's also a right answer to what actually wins in the real world.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Now, when you say fight, you mean like just drinking it? What do you like more? If the beer was a physical manifestation of a being and it fought each other?
It depends on the category. So I mean, so we have one that's an act. We actually have two that are actual fights. But then we also have two that are more metaphorical.
Just like that
preference.
show, like a ninja versus a bear.
Right, exactly.
Right. Everybody knows the bear.
Yeah. Depends.
Like,
Depends.
Ninjas are pretty legit.
Does that ninja get between the mama bear and the baby bear?
Ooh, no ninja would ever do that.
Ninja would know better.
Ninja code.
Ooh.
Ninja code.
Ooh, now that does make things interesting. Well, we're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah, we're not doing ninja versus bear this week.
That's bonus content. Wait for that.
So I'll give you an easy example for our first one though. We're on the tail end of July 4th. I don't know. Do we call this July 4th weekend or was last week July 4th?
I don't know because this year is all dicked up.
It is.
Yeah, it was on a Wednesday.
You know what? Both.
All right,
They're both.
You get two.
that's why
It's going to be midweek,
yeah.
Wednesday, hump day. You
Buy one,
two.
get one.
I like it.
I'm pretty sure my neighbors have been setting off fireworks since Sunday, so they're just going to carry it all the way into next Sunday. So yeah,
They just round up.
yeah, they just go the whole week. Screw it.
Carry the one.
But the first one I'll give you is the Rebellious Patriot Ale from Beer Army Combat Brewing versus the Redcoats Are Coming from Mockery.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Exactly. This is why this is an example
Right.
one.
Easy one.
I don't think anybody at the table is going to be Britain, the Redcoats.
No. Patriot
Come
Ale
on
all
now.
day because America.
That's right. Land of the free, home of the brave.
Exactly. So that's a real easy debate. Not much of a debate.
It's not a
We
debate.
just agree with that.
Yeah.
However, according
Give
to
us some stats on it,
yeah,
yeah.
according to the Untapped scores, the Rebellious Patriot is a blonde ale, and it only comes in at 3.05.
05.
05.
Ooh, boy.
So it's not very favored
No.
on the
it's not.
Untapped. The Redcoats is coming, however, from Mockery out of Denver, is 3.8.
I've been to Mockery Brewing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went out there, went to Great Divide, and Mockery's right down the road from there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, really nice, humble brewery, had a large variety on tap. I actually really enjoyed that place.
Nice.
Right on.
Nice.
Oh man, now I'm just confused.
Well, we can move on to an actual fight.
Okay.
Of debate.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Debate.
No, we're talking beers now.
We're talking beers, but
Okay.
this one I'm also going to say it's the brewery as well.
Oh, okay.
Because the brewery is represented by animals.
Okay.
So the beer is going to be the weapon of the brewery, which is the animal.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll understand. We have the hipster Popsicle beer,
Okay.
and that's brewed by Aardwolf.
Aardwolf.
So an
okay.
Aardwolf wielding a hipster Popsicle, as we've learned in previous episodes, is a paleta.
A paleta.
A paleta. And that's versus the Jelly and Ice Cream, which is brewed by Bullfinch Brewery. So a Bullfinch wielding Jelly and Ice Cream versus an Aardwolf wielding a hipster Popsicle.
I gotta go with Aardwolf.
Okay.
Easy.
Do you know what an Aardwolf is?
Well, it's bigger than a bullfinch.
Okay. Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, a bullfinch can either be a really tough finch or a really purdy bull. So, depending upon which one it is.
Because, I mean, it could be the biggest of the finches.
It could be. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
Yours is a wolf, right?
That's
what
right.
you're
An
going with.
Aardwolf.
An Aardwolf.
That's right. So I gotta go with the Aardwolf.
Yeah, but-
Not only that, but the paleta is frozen. It's hard.
Yeah.
So it's an actual weapon versus jelly and ice cream. It's all floppy and
That's a good point.
unless you're gonna throw it, and then you just get it in the eye,
Man.
and then you just wipe it away, and you're
This
in
bullfinch.
business.
Bullfinches dive bombs that ice cream. What was it? Jelly ice
Jelly
cream?
and ice cream.
Yeah, but
right into the Aardwolf's eyes.
yeah, that's great. And then you know what happens? You go, you wipe it out of the eyes, and game
With
on.
what? It's a wolf.
It's a.
Yeah, this
So-
is back in the paw.
He didn't bring his handkerchief.
You don't
He's
know
just out
that.
there. I mean, come on.
All right. So,
There's no 7-Eleven around him.
so obviously we already came into the segment stating that we're not zoologists, and you two do not know what these animals are.
Apparently not.
It said bullfinch. It's either a really big finch or a really purdy bull.
Yeah. So a bullfinch actually is just a real small bird.
Right.
I think it's like half a gram or half a kilogram or some shit like that.
Okay.
Not very heavy. Can't carry
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
jelly ice cream.
No, not very effective. An aardwolf, though, I learned, I thought it was like some sort of cross between an aardvark and a wolf, and that's technically correct
Okay.
because
This is human made?
no, it's
We're
not.
just
No,
out there making animals?
no, it's not a genetically engineered
It's
animal.
like-
No, it's just
Is this a deer, bro?
it's just a dog that eats bugs.
Oh, well.
It's just a dog that eats termites and ants, like an aardvark.
So it's bigger.
Kind of like mid-sized.
Yeah.
Dog, like a black lab or smaller. We're
Oh no,
talking
smaller,
corgi.
smaller. It's like bigger than a fox, but smaller than
Okay.
most medium-sized dogs.
So it's a bigger animal
Yes.
with a better weapon.
Yes, a bigger animal with a better weapon because also the paleta has a stick and the stick can stab.
Hold on, but how is this dog carrying that? It has to be
In its
holding it in
mouth.
its mouth.
Yeah, it's
Come on,
mounted.
how effective is that against a dive bombing bird?
It's just a little bird though. It's not even
The bird might, just like the bumblebee, it could sacrifice itself to do some damage.
If the bird flies into the aardwolf's mouth, I bet it could choke it. Yes.
No, right into the eye is where I'd go. if I was
That
a
doesn't kill
bullfinch.
it.
No, it doesn't.
That
0%.
doesn't. Yeah, it has to be.
Quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, it has
And
to
all
be a
it takes-
total sacrifice.
And all it takes is one swipe of the paw, or hoof, or whatever it is, because if it's
It's a
cross.
paw.
Okay.
It's a paw.
To be fair, if he's out there eating bugs, he's probably not the fastest.
No.
He's eating bugs.
No, I agree with that. But all it takes is one swipe, boom, bird's down. He's done.
So we're talking as big as these tasters, or smaller.
Yeah.
Trying to
Those
root
birds
for
aren't
the
big at all.
Yeah.
Underbird, you know.
Now, if you were talking the bull and finch, like the bar that Cheers is based off
Right.
of, now that would be a different story.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the show Cheers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so quick side story. I went there
As
in
have I.
Boston, and I saw the biggest rat I've ever seen in my life. Like, you could have ridden on this rat. Just run across the floor. And he was a friendly rat. Everyone knew about him because they looked down and just lifted their feet so he could run by.
Oh, well, what the hell was Matt Damon doing there?
I see what you did there.
Jesus.
Yeah, you guys called it with the aardwolf
No,
winning.
I was trying to vote for the...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
Bullfinch.
2-1 because I'm the tiebreaker on this, being that I
Yeah.
know what things are.
Right, right.
But yes, I think an aardwolf could take a bullfinch because a bullfinch is something you could crush in your hand, and even though the dog eats bugs, I guess if threatened, it would take the bird.
To be fair, in real life, it'd probably be a symbiotic relationship. They
They'd be
may
buds.
even be friends.
Yeah,
They'd
they'd probably be
buds.
friends.
Yeah.
It's a Disney movie that people don't know about.
They're actually upset you guys are pitting them two against each other.
That's off-brand.
But I don't want to hit Roger.
Fish are friends.
All right. So the untapped scores on this, though, the Hipster Popsicle is a Sour Goza, and it comes in at 3.72.
Okay.
And the Jelly and Ice Cream is an IPA. That comes in at 3.68.
So we got them on both accounts.
So you got it on both accounts. Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah. So our next one is actually more of a hypothetical debate.
Okay.
Rather than full-on fight.
Okay.
Bootleg fireworks versus the burger beer.
The burger beer.
So the way I think of this is, what's more important during 4th of July?
Fireworks or burgers?
Yeah.
Burgers.
I gotta go fireworks.
I go burgers. You can live without fireworks. You can't live without burgers.
See, I agree with that. However, what do you associate more with 4th of July? Fireworks or burgers?
Prosperity, which means I have a full stomach.
Damn, that's good. That's real good.
Okay, hold on. Let me tip this back in your side, Adam.
Thank you.
Because I'm on the side of fireworks. Burgers are great. The problem is, I think at most, and I have to dial back on the potato salad and the other treats, I can have maybe 4 burgers. Mm-hmm. I can watch as many fireworks and set off as many fireworks. I'll never get tired of
He's
fireworks.
got you on that one.
That is quite accurate.
Fireworks can be a complete buffet, constant. I can watch probably 3 hours of fireworks, especially if I'm setting them
But
off.
Right.
at some point, you're getting hungry again, and those burgers are calling your name. You put a little scoop of some pineapple habanero jelly on there.
Ooh.
Get last 5 minutes on the grill.
Hey,
spread,
you need to stop.
caramelized.
You need to stop playing dirty over there.
I'm just saying, man.
You know, that's a
You
good
get the grand
point.
finale.
really
I
good.
got pineapple habanero.
Okay, so yeah, you're putting
Maybe a
out.
little cream cheese with a little spread on
You need
there.
to stop this right now.
All right, yeah.
Not
Yeah, it does
gonna
sound
lie, I'm
really
actually
good.
Kind of hungry. I got 4
fantastic.
pounds of ground beef sitting in my fridge ready to be used.
Fantastic.
Ooh, I'm still just gonna go fireworks because I feel like, again, you can have these burgers anytime. You don't need the burgers. You need burgers, but you don't need the burgers.
So here's going to be my death blow.
Okay.
Whenever you have a very generic calendar, and it's July, what image shows up more often than not? Burgers or fireworks?
I would say you're right. Fireworks.
Boom.
If we were talking Memorial Day, I'd give it burgers.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Burger. I think Memorial Day is probably the biggest cookout.
Yes, that's definitely a
Like,
grill day.
that's- Yeah.
Yep.
All my neighbors also like to light off fireworks on that.
Apparently they don't need a day.
No, they don't. No,
Just
absolutely
saying,
not.
man. Me personally, I enjoy fireworks.
Yeah,
I can go without fireworks. I can't go without a burger.
that's fine.
That's fair.
Yeah, no,
and you're entitled to that.
Yeah.
And you're not necessarily wrong.
Jeez, Pittsburgh pickles on there. Pittsburgh Pickle Company. Toss those bad boys. Nice
Yeah.
snack.
I'm a bread and butter man, so
That's
yeah,
okay.
bread butter, some dills on there. What was that? Vlasic?
yeah, Vlasic does bread and butters.
You ever have the hot pickles by Pittsburgh?
Yes. Delicious. Some fresh
Get some.
onions. You guys like onions?
Yeah,
I'll go red
Some
onion.
Yeah, red onion. Yeah, chop up some red onion on there.
I'll do red onion. I'll do regular onion.
You want some pepper jack, provolone? What do you
See,
guys
that's it.
feel
Why
like?
not both?
That's the nice thing about burgers is they're super customizable.
Yeah.
And you're in charge of it.
Yeah.
You sitting there watching fireworks.
Just
and
like
having no
America.
choice.
Just like America, super customizable.
Yeah, you can make the dream that you want.
You want to live somewhere that's hot and all sun, and no rain? You got Vegas. You got Arizona. You got New Mexico.
That's true. That's accurate.
Do you want to live somewhere where it rains and it's cold all the time? Hey, there's Seattle and Pittsburgh.
We got somewhere with absolutely 6 months or however many months of no sun. That's Alaska.
Yeah.
Right.
We got states with weed. We got states without weed. We got
That's true. Now, let's be honest.
Yeah, no,
all
that's true.
states are with weed.
all states
yeah.
are with weed.
It's
yeah.
just some are legal and not.
You want states with cheap weed that you don't get stabbed in an alley.
Oh,
I feel like you're going to slowly turn into Cheech Marin and from Dusk Till Dawn.
We got cold pussy. We got hot pussy. That's not a racist voice. That's just doing Cheech Marin.
That is awesome. You can have it all, man. With a burger.
With the burger.
What are you eating after? You ain't going out lighting fireworks. When you get done, you're having a sandwich.
Shit. All right, so I think we came down on fireworks on this one. The Bootleg Fireworks from Baxter Brewing is an IPA.
Okay.
And it comes in at 3.84.
Really?
On the Untapped. So pretty
Okay.
ranked kind of high.
All right.
The Burger Beer from Spike Brewery is a pale ale. And it only comes in at 3.4. But yeah, there you go. There's your that's how beer fight works now, I guess.
That bullfinch life, man, I'm telling you.
Dennis has found a spirit animal.
He
just
my
learned about
familiar.
it today.
He's my familiar. That and the Wallaroo I researched the other day.
The Wallaroo?
I was interested in top predators against kangaroos.
Is that a combination of a wallaby and kangaroo?
It didn't say.
Oh.
But it looks like a little black kangaroo the size of a mid-sized dog, but its feet were like 2 feet long. It was crazy.
So it just goes around
Wallaroo.
getting in fights with bigger animals?
He is a tough little bastard.
Nice.
Fair enough.
I
Wallaroo.
assume native of Australia.
Yeah, of course.
Nope, Denmark.
Oh, side
Nope, the Denmark Wallaroo.
Just has to travel a lot to get into a fight.
He's from Sweden. We've been breeding the Wallaroo.
Those damn wallaroos, man. He's a cool little guy. He looked real shaggy, like he grew up in a tough neighborhood.
All right, then. I think it's time to come back to this creamsicle from Decadent. Final thoughts from everybody? Anybody?
Like
The best beer I've ever had from Decadent.
What was that, Adam? What?
I liked it.
Oh.
Wait,
Is
60
this-
IBUs, right?
60.
60.
Yeah.
60 IBUs? 60 IBUs on the double IPA.
I know what you're driving at. I
Is it-
know
is it
what
go-
you're driving
Is
at.
it going on the list?
Is the palette changing a little bit over there?
No, it's not that the palette changes. It's just like Adam has a list of IPAs that he admits that he likes.
Yeah.
So,
But if he starts liking more and more IPAs, that means his palate is slowly changing,
Well,
coming
no.
to the dark side.
well, see, and that's kind of why I introduced the phrase LIPA, because the most recent IPAs he added to his list don't taste like IPAs.
Right. Which is why I like them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I knew exactly what you were driving at as soon as you asked that question. Will it make the list? Would you like the short answer or would you like the long answer?
How big is this list already?
7?
Seven?
7.
Damn,
Okay.
I know you've tried tons of IPAs.
Oh, yeah, he's totally tried tons. He's been on the show for a year and plus.
Right. And I think when we started the show, I was at 3.
3 or
So
4.
only
Yeah.
4 in the last year and a half?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was less than a handful.
Less than a handful.
insane.
2 of them don't even taste like IPAs.
Right.
So.
We started at the bottom. Now we here.
Oh, man.
Still at the bottom.
100. Real quick.
Drake has moved on to Scorpion. I don't know what you're doing now.
We're living in the past, man. I enjoyed it. I appreciated that reference.
Thank you. I'm trying to keep up with the millennials and whatever the next generation
All
is.
those hipster lollipops. What are they? Hipster popsicles?
Hipster popsicles.
Yeah.
Paletas.
The latest. Yeah. No, it does not make the list. Short
Okay.
answer, does not make the list. Is
Okay.
it close? Yes. Does it make the list? No.
Too sweet?
I was kind of drawn back by the nose a little bit,
Okay.
and I didn't think it went over the hump enough into the IPA territory.
Fair enough.
It nuzzled it,
It didn't cover it up enough.
but it didn't go all the way.
I get that.
Not a bad beer by any stretch of the imagination. I liked it, but it didn't make the list,
Gotcha.
and that's okay.
Dennis, thoughts?
Well, I've had quite a few of Decadent's brews, and a lot of them come off as way too sweet for me. This one here I thought was a good mixture, found a good gray area. Definitely a little bit sweet, but it was really, really good. It did a good job bringing life to the creamsicle, mid drink there. So I would probably have a 6-pack of this in my fridge if I could.
Right on.
Cool. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. There's 3 Decadent ales that I've had so far. This one, we had the toasted marshmallow in episode past, and they have the French toast one. The French toast one is unbearable. It's unbearably sweet. The toasted marshmallow, it's sweeter than this one. Mm-hmm. This one, I think, rides the line perfectly of being it's sweet, but it's also still an IPA. I can still smell hops. I can still taste hops.
So would you still consider this one an IPA?
No.
Okay.
No, I called it early that I thought it might be a IPA.
You did.
Just simply based on that toasted marshmallow, because that toasted marshmallow doesn't taste anything like an IPA.
Right.
And it's super sweet.
And that's one that's on the list.
Yeah. That one covered it up. This one didn't cover it up. But this one works better for me because it doesn't cover it up. It's still more of a IPA, but it's not crazy sweet.
Right.
That toasted marshmallow make your list?
It did. It did.
Yeah, he likes that toasted marshmallow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, it's 3 that don't taste like IPAs then, because it's the toasted marshmallow,
Yeah.
Hitchhiker's Key Lime Hole Punch,
Yep.
which also doesn't taste like an IPA
I
at all.
wouldn't even have thought that was an IPA, to be honest.
Yeah.
They consider it.
They consider it an
An
IPA,
IPA.
but it's not. It doesn't taste like one.
Yeah.
And then Abjuration's Triple Mango IPA.
Yeah.
Abjuration puts out such good stuff.
They really do.
That chai
Oh,
milkshake.
I am waiting for them to just absolutely blow up.
Matter of
Then it's
time.
going to be packed.
I know. I know.
Actually, don't talk about them on the podcast. I want more and more people showing up there.
I feel like when they blow up, it's going to be through a second location.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I mean, they're good where they're at, and they'll just get a second location, and then that's when they get kind of super big.
I think distro, too, would help them out a whole lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's time we go to the podium with our 3 popsicle beers of the evening.
Yes. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. Actually, I'm not ready, but I will go first.
Okay. I am ready. I'm willing.
Oh,
to
you're
go.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
if you want a little bit of time.
Yeah, I just need like a minute.
Okay. Just
Go ahead.
A hot minute or regular?
no,
minute?
go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go
So in the bronze medal position, I am actually going to put the Dreamsicle by Mad Tree Brewing out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I've said this multiple times on other shows, but I'll say it again. I don't think there was a bad one of the bunch.
Yeah.
It was just which one I thought was better. And it kind of comes down to personal taste a little bit. The Dreamsicle was good, but I think it got outplayed a little bit by the other two. Some more than others. But the Dreamsicle was good. I liked it. For a Kolsch style, I think that's kind of interesting that that's the base beer that they went with. And I kind of appreciate that they went with a different angle. But the creaminess, if you're going to call it a Dreamsicle, you're going to have to bring that creaminess. You're going to have to bring that vanilla. And it was only there a little bit on the backside. Just kind of a pop-up. It's like, hey, oh, by the way, there's vanilla here. It didn't fully commit. I liked it, but I could also appreciate it a little bit more. The silver medal position, I am going to put that Decadent Creamsicle there. It definitely rode that line, just like Steve said, of being an IPA and a LIPA. It has that hop nose, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And it has a good taste, but it still had a little bit of that hoppiness that is not particular to my style. So it was good. However, it wasn't as good as that odd side. That strawberry Fruitsicle was fantastic. I liked it. I could drink multiple of those. I think that was the best one that represented what they were trying to do. The other two were just a little bit further behind of trying to represent the creamsicle side of things. But the strawberry Fruitsicle was spot on. I thought it was great, and that's why that is going in the gold medal position.
I'm ready now.
Do it.
I'm going to start by agreeing with Adam that I think the Mad Tree Dreamsicle is the bronze for me as well. It's it did everything right as a good drinking beer, but it just doesn't hit the dreamsicle-ness, like Adam said. It just doesn't have that creaminess. It's a little bit lacking on the vanilla. It's still a really good drinking beer, though. But I guess if I have to penalize one, because again, they're all good beers, I'm just going to penalize it for taking just the wrong name.
So it sounds to me like you're penalizing more the marketing department.
Yeah, like they should have called it the Orange Whip or something else.
Orange Whip? Orange
Yeah.
Whip? Free Orange Whips.
That's, it just should have been that. The silver, I'm going to give to the Outside Fruitsicle. I like this beer a bit. Well, not a bit. I liked it a lot. It did a really good job of capturing the strawberry flavor. It did a really good job of being kind of creamy, but also refreshing. The only thing that I would penalize this one on to put it in the silver is that it just doesn't really taste like beer. It just tastes like a fruit smoothie from Orange Julius. I don't know. It doesn't remind me of beer. So, it could be dangerous in that way, but at the same time, the creaminess does keep it from being like a repeat drinker. You might get a little sweet tooth sick on it. So the gold is going to go to that Decadent Creamsicle, not the Dreamsicle. It is, like I already said, it does ride that line perfectly of being a desserty beer. It's refreshing. It's creamy. To put this in terms that Dennis or Bubba, if he were here, would appreciate, I believe this is the Pokemon evolution of the Mad Tree Dreamsicle.
Yeah,
This,
you had to use a moonstone, of course.
you're right.
To get it there. But.
I guess. That reference is too far for me. I know that Pokemon evolve. This one evolved from the Dreamsicle because it just does every flavor bigger. It does every flavor better. And on top of that, it also maintains hop and just beerness. Like that, yeah, that's all it is. It just does everything better than the Dreamsicle, but it still drinks like a beer. And it's also double the ABV of both the other beers.
It was 8.6?
Yeah, this one's 8.6, and the other ones were like 4.5 and 4.7. So yeah, just does everything just that much better.
Yep.
And that's all it is. Dennis?
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to be very in line with Adam.
Yeah,
the
buddy.
bronze category is definitely going to be the Mad Tree Dreamsicle. I like the spin that they did on it, making it the Kolsch is the starting point for everything. And I agree with what Steve said too. If their marketing department just called it something else, it may have met expectations a little bit more. But I think that's a very good drinkable beer on a nice hot day outside. That vanilla taste just really pops up in the back end. Definitely really enjoyed it. My silver category would be the Decadent Creamsicle. Again, really solid beer, double IPA. You get some ABVs on that guy. Really, really good. It drinks very well. It's just I've never had a fruit beer that I actually like, so I'm very excited about the odd side, Strawberry Fruitsicle. Man, I've never had a beer that captured the strawberry essence so well on the back end. It's so refreshing. I want to find out how to get copious amount of that beer so I can so I can just have it on deck whenever I'm doing a beer tasting. I think that's a perfect one to do a 4 or 5 ounce pour in between a few different beers. So I'm definitely really pumped to give that the gold for my my lineup. Odd side Strawberry Fruitsicle.
And don't forget, Dennis, that this is actually part of a series, so there's 2 other flavors out there that we didn't have tonight, the strawberry banana and the peach strawberry guava.
Are those out of production, or can we still procure
I
some?
believe they are still available. I cannot say how available they are.
Yeah. They weren't at Vintage when I went there, but so they may have releases coming up, or they already had releases past.
Okay.
One of the two, I don't know.
Somebody's got to know a guy that knows a guy.
Yeah, I think maybe if you just ask the people at Vintage, they might bring some in for you. I'm pretty sure they will.
I will actually do that strawberry banana. I'm about that life.
That sounds really good. And being that this one kind of replicated an Orange Julia smoothie, I have a feeling that one would do it as well too. So, if you want to find us on social media, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA, and that'll just get you all the things. I'm taking a new approach this way.
That's cool.
I'm not listing it.
That's fine.
You should get it. It's social media, goddammit.
You don't have to be mad at them.
No, yes.
Okay, all right.
I forget who I learned it from, but you're supposed to bully your audience.
Send us
Mark
money.
Madden?
Yes, Mark Madden.
Madden,
Mark Madden taught me to bully the audience. If you're looking to listen to brand new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast, again, just search it on all the podcatchers. We're on too many anymore to list. Like Spotify, we're on that now. We're on iHeartRadio. I don't know, just find it.
Yeah, come on, it's like 8 keystrokes.
Yeah. I think the important one, though, still is iTunes.
Yes.
And if you're on iTunes, you want to leave us a 5-star review because...
We are a 6-star show, but they only let us use 5.
Exactly. And tell a friend. That's really how the show grows.
Yeah, reverse funnel.
Reverse funnel.
Have a beer share. Invite people over. Listen to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good ideas, Dennis.
Yeah, that's what I do, baby.
We're going to have you back.
I think it's at the end of July.
You guys keep having beers like these, I'll keep coming back.
Sold.
Yes.
Okay, easy enough.
Easy peasy. And for futures and reviews, I believe I'm gonna put up a review of that Decadent French toast.
Okay.
I said it with a little bit of stank, but
You kind of did.
I'm gonna put up a review of that
I think
coming
if
up
they
here.
increased the ABV on that, it wouldn't have been so bad. Wouldn't have been sludge.
I think if it wasn't just made with syrup, like it's just syrup in that. But yeah, you can check that out on hopnationusa.com, and you can email us at hopnationusa@gmail.com. Anybody got anything else?
No, just thank you to Dennis for joining us
Absolutely.
on this
It's
episode.
always my pleasure.
So, thanks.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by, Dennis, and enjoy all these popsicle flavored beers to help beat your meat and the heat.
Hopefully not at the same time.
Do what you want.
This is
Yeah, you're
America,
right.
man. Come on.
It's America, remember? It's
right.
customizable.
That's right. You can do it in a tank top. It's fine.
Hashtag Bullfinch. What were your hands doing there? Where are
That doesn't make any sense because you're in a Subaru.
Think about it. What were they doing?